Are you still there? To delete the message, press 7 to save it in the
How's it going? If we have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Andrew from Data Leap. Thank you so much for making it here. Today, we are going to talk about what makes a real data scientist real. Of course, last time you learned what makes one fake, but just being not fake doesn't mean that you're real. Wait. Anyway, before we go on, Huh? What? What? What did you guys do? Thank you guys so much. I don't consider this blowing up by any means, but I just added 50% to my subscriber count this day alone on Labor Day of all less. Aren't you guys laboring? Isn't that what Labor Day is for? It means a lot that you guys were able to bring me up this far, and I have to give it all up for Data Professor for giving me the big old professor boost. Thank you so much. Go subscribe to him if you haven't yet. And if you're watching me do all these animations and all of these storytelling skits and you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Right now. At the end of this video, because I never got around to 100 subscriber thank you, I'm gonna read out a bunch of comments that just warm me to the bottom of my heart, and maybe a couple of spicy educational comments that maybe will teach you a thing or two. If you want to stay for that, that's gonna be at the end of the video. That's an incentive to stay if you want to watch what makes a real data scientist. Let's watch John Singer, the legend, the meme, the salt master, talk about his interpretation of what it means to be a real data scientist. Without further ado, let's pass it to John. John? John? I'll keep going for you, John. Thank you for sharing with us with your insights. Gosh, what a big brain man. You need a technical degree requirement. As a manager, if that person doesn't have a CS or engineering degree, I don't even care if they have 20 years of experience. I would not hire that person. If they were the Dalai Lama, Mark Zuckerberg, they are not getting hired. I wouldn't hire anyone without a degree. College dropout, forget it. Okay, John. I'd hire them as a data analyst, but not as a data scientist. Even if that person has an MS in statistics, I'd still take someone with a CS, electrical engineering degree. He's really plugging electrical engineering. I'm John Singer. Electrical engineering are much better than statistics. Because statisticians are generally not well-rounded. What are you trying to say? Obviously, I take the statistician over someone who has no technical degree whatsoever. I can't stress this enough. Do not hire someone for a data scientist role who does not have a technical degree. John, you can just tell us what's wrong, buddy. Why are you so worried about a technical degree? Is it because electrical engineering is the best? What do you mean by technical degree? He should have a definitive list. You know, because I'm hiring. I'm talking about a 4-year or greater degree from an accredited institution, not Udemy or MOOC certificate programs, lol. I was afraid that he wasn't laughing this whole time. I'm glad he's still lolling. Thank you, John, for lolling. Otherwise, we don't know where your heart's at, you know? Don't focus on data analysis too much. Real data scientists generally don't do data analysis. Hey, I said that. John, we might be friends. Data analysts and statisticians do data analysis. We build models that approximate mathematical functions. Many companies focus on data analysis skills and miss out on hiring great data scientists. Some data scientists aren't even good at data analysis. Data analysis is not a requirement for a data scientist. Data analysis is bad. If you do data analysis, that means you're not even a real gamer. Data scientist. You're not even a real data scientist. If you are a data scientist doing data analysis, you are either in the wrong job or you yourself are a fake data scientist. Oh my God, it was me all along? John. Well, this man knows, right?
He got fired.
Gosh, go watch that other video about when he got fired. John Singer, electrical engineer, data scientist, man after my own heart. I am actually about to get fired after 6 months on the job. That's sad. I just passed the 6-month mark, and I still have not been fired. Oh! Final update. I have officially been let go. Now with the coronavirus, nobody's hiring. Help! What a roller coaster. Earlier, maybe he got fired, maybe he didn't. It's the mystery. The video is mysterious. Data analysis is a statistical thing that deals with analyzing historical information for reporting and dashboard purposes. We use machine learning that takes us... Where are my glasses? We use machine learning that takes the same data to make a prediction. Two completely different things. Yeah! You're so pretentious. John, if you ever look at all these videos and see all the bad stuff I say about you, I don't mean it. I love you. Please, reach out to me. DataLeapTech at Twitter. I'll have you on the show. Ask more detailed conceptual questions. Don't ask the following types of questions because fake data scientists already know the answer to these questions. You need to ask questions that are much deeper than this, that is rooted in mathematics and a complex conceptual concepts. Complex conceptual concepts. God, I love John Singer. You need to have instrumental instruments. Again, these types of questions are too simple that most fake data scientists already know the answer. Do not ask these. Here are the questions that John doesn't like. Supervised learning versus unsupervised learning. What is logistic regression? Have you ever used random forest? Fake data scientists will often try to maintain that they know the latest and greatest algorithm, so don't be fooled by, yes, they have used the algorithm. I'd give you the right questions, but fake data scientists will learn that too, so you'll have to use your own judgment. I'd give you the right answers, but you'll just abuse them. John Singer doesn't trust you. What error metrics do you use? Or the proverbial, what is overfitting? I think by this point, a marketing guy could answer this question. I don't think so. If you know what overfitting is, put it in the comments below. And if you're John Singer, same thing. But tweet it at me, at DataLeapTech. A coding round or take-home round is a must. This is just propagating, I don't feel good about coding rounds, and you can watch this video right here that talks about why I don't like them. Too long did not read. It is a lot of mismatch between the amount of time invested by the candidate and the amount of time invested by the company, right? It's just not fair. It's an industry trend that is starting to weed out perfectly good candidates that get overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work and time it takes to enter this industry and hold a full-time job or whatever your life situation is at the same time. A coding round tests their programming skills. For example, in my last data scientist interview, I flip-flopped between manager and data scientist jobs. What a humble brag. I was asked to solve a really hard word problem. I think Google type questions. Like riddles? Really hard word problem. Like the words were hard.
What is lugubrious elocution of...
It was based on a situation and write live bug-free code in Google Hangouts and compile it. You had to write it in Google Hangouts? Like the chat feature? Good on you, John. It took me 10 minutes to just understand the problem because it was a word problem that was like a paragraph. It's funny to me because I think John just can't read. Maybe the words were just too long. I basically had to write a solution right there. Most fake data scientists will stumble here because without a CS background, you generally cannot answer these questions. If you just don't understand the words on the page, you're not gonna get it. John Singer, 2019. Again, I don't want to give anything away, but focus on things like this. Write an algorithm for a given problem. Oh, genius. A given problem, a conceptual concept. Generally, the person will try a brute force method first. Then you ask about complexity, intentionally leaving this vague. Complex conceptual Gosh. He's a celebrity in my mind now. Do not focus on SQL. Real data scientists shouldn't have to do much SQL. Data analysts and data engineers do that stuff. Don't, wait. Real data scientists don't know what? John, do you not know how to write in SQL? I have a guide to SQL. If you need to learn SQL, there it is. Knowing how to do even the hardest SQL tasks really says nothing about the person's ability to write algorithms or do complex modeling work. This is true, but once again, it depends on what the job is. It depends on if the company is correctly labeling a data scientist as a machine learning engineer, because clearly that's what you think a data scientist is. But John, I agree. Let's be friends. If the person is that proficient in SQL, they should look into a career as a data engineer, not a data scientist. That's an interesting video by itself. If you love SQL that much, you should just be a data engineer. If you love SQL so much, just marry it. Have 2 to 3 technical rounds. This ensures you get a clear understanding of how much theory and how much practical knowledge the person has. All practical and no theory makes a data scientist a dull boy. All practical and no theory might make a decent data scientist up front, but you will run into stumbling blocks when you run into a business problem that requires higher thinking. Dude. I wish I had more props. Ask higher mathematical questions. What does he think higher means? Is he thinking of complex, conceptual? I suppose what John is trying to say is ask more involved questions, right? Ask a question that actually involves several different types of mathematical concepts, not lower mathematical questions, is what I'm trying to say. Don't ask about 1 + 1. I'm not saying all questions should be like the following, but something along these lines will definitely leave the fake data scientist behind. The following question is from an actual college midterm from a... Ask hard questions, like college questions. If they went to college, they would know. The following question is from an actual college midterm from a real machine learning class. If you actually take a machine learning course in an accredited 4-year university, not Udemy, MOOC, or Coursera, which mostly focus on the trade aspect of data science, this would just be one problem in a midterm. Granted, this type of question has nothing to do with actually doing machine learning in practice. He has so many holes in his advice. They have to know this, but they'll never use it. But if they don't know it, they're fake. This will tell you if the person actually understands what he is doing. If you can't solve this problem or you don't have a clue of what this is about, then you simply have no idea what you are doing. You are indeed a black box button pusher. You can't keep, I already know the twist. You can't keep saying the same plot twist. M. Night, singer. This is why I suggest only hire technical degree holders, because with a degree from an accredited institution, I know the candidate has passed exams like this or has at least been exposed to such material to graduate and get where he is. At that point, I may not even need to ask questions like this. Huh? If he can answer a question like this, I may not even have to ask it. If he gives me the answer before I ask the question, then I'm not gonna ask it, because he's a mind reader and an alien. So my final recommendation is, if you want to hire a real data scientist, make sure they are technically qualified,
Or else.
What you will find is that they might appear to hit the ground running at first, but when you ask them to solve really tough business problems down the road, you find out they have no clue. Wait, business problems? You just said a whole line of education, like Udemy, Coursera, MOOC, is too practical. And now you say that if they don't know how to solve business problems, it's because they didn't have a theoretical 4-year education. I think something's amiss, John Singer. Then you have to do the inevitable and bring in a consultant. Lol, no, the inevitable, John, a consultant. Because they went to an accredited 4-year university. Update. Data scientists need to know all of this. ML, math, programming, statistics, software development. They need to know all of software development, algorithms, database, data structures, and core conceptual concepts, core CS concepts. That was my point. Fake data scientists are usually produced by people coming from just one of those disciplines. Just one out of like 15 disciplines. So you need to have a wide palette of knowledge and experience. Even if can't actually solve the above problem, you should at least understand it or be able to develop an outline of how one might solve it. Even if you don't know, John's still okay with you. My voice is hoarse. If you enjoyed that, please, for John's sake, hit the like button, share this with your friends. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. Thanks so much for staying all the way to the end. Now let's read some of your heartfelt comments. Boris Giba, and if you want me to butcher your name, please let me know because I will do it. Boris, you said, "Hello Andrew, I just found your channel and I have to say I'm really impressed by the quality of your videos." Thank you. It looks like you've been doing these videos for years. Haha. It's really great to see so many people joining in on the data science content creator circle. Look forward to your future videos. Boris, I'm looking forward to your future comments, but it means a lot that you took the initiative to write this comment out. And people like me, creators, humans, we love to see that kind of commentary and reactions. So, thank you, Boris. Pooja Kirkar, remember, I will butcher your name if you want, but Pooja Kirkar said, "OMG, this guy is so cool. Love the comment. Keep making such videos." I responded that this made my day. It meant a lot to me to see this kind of wholesome content. She then responded again and says, "You deserve it. I'll be looking forward to your videos." Hey, won't let you down, Pooja. Harold Torres said, "Pretty informative and funny video. I love your approach, Andrew." Hey, Harold. I appreciate you. Thank you for leaving that comment. Manuel Elizondo Salinas says, "Congratulations, you almost have 300 subscribers. I miss the closed caption for this. Is more easy to understand because I'm not an expert in English language. Thank you for supporting me from the very beginning." Hey, I will make sure from now on, Labor Day got me slipping, but I will make sure that each video has closed captioning so that my international audience can follow along. And if you ever want me to talk slower, no can do. Tiny Rhino says, "Wait, what if I want to learn juggling in 3 days?" Hey, if that's a video you want, that's a topic that I can educate on. It requires 3 things, 3 of anything. Sanyam Bhutani Chai Time Data Science, a fellow content creator, says the pineapple juggling intro though. Hey, everyone go on and subscribe to his stuff. He is a really good content. I said, "Thanks, Sanyam." Took a couple of bruises, but it was all worth it. I definitely meant the pineapples and not myself. Kumar Ankit says, "Thank you for this video." Kumar, thank you. Adnain Aouidate said, "Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Chenin, for the advice." Thank you for leaving a comment. Tina Huang, a fellow YouTuber and maybe a future collab, she said, "I am so impressed by pineapple juggling, but did you only have 2 pineapples?" I did have 3 pineapples, but I already cut up the 3rd one. So I couldn't really put the pieces of pineapple in my hand and juggle them. They were really heavy and spiky. Merrick Kluka said, "On my very first video from Craigslist to dog hoodie in 2 minutes, I liked a lot the list comprehension because it's just 1 line of code." Me too. I'm an aesthetic person. But it honestly took me a while to get it. Still don't get the 4 part there. Recursion is for me still Spain Village, so I will have to go through your explanation at least 1 time. Great question, I said. List comprehensions are syntactic sugar for various forms of loops and logic gates. The for statement, for example, was to simulate the for loop that this list comprehension is replacing. Due to this, it will almost always have big O of n time complexity, or at best, big O of log n if you set up the logic appropriately, like in a binary tree. Recursion, on the other hand, could be far more efficient or far more inefficient given the situation. I think the Kaggle course covers it in more detail. Hey, that's a call out for the Kaggle course. Meatball, you wanna be part of the video? Meatball. I'm out of time. I gotta go. Goodbye.
Are you still there? To delete this message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9. To hear more options, press 0.
What are you talking about?